Hello, this is James. I have here a Hazy Flame Family free-to-play guide for the KC Cup, and the impetus for making this video is that I was playing on the KC Cup ladder. I made King of Games last season, so I started at level 10, and I made it to level 19, and it was easy. And I don't see a lot of people playing Hazy, and I think that they should, especially with these new additions to the deck. So everybody knows the Hazy Fire Fist deck, but first a quick review. And also, I don't have much in the way of replays because this deck is just a big dumb smash. Either you special summon out all your Hazy monsters and you kill them on turn 4, or you don't win. So this is mostly a talking video, but I do have 2 or 3 replays that are interesting and show the text, the new information in the deck. So first, a quick review. Your Hazy monsters, they're great. They can't be targeted by spell effects, or they can't be targeted by any effects whatsoever. And comboing off the Fire Fist / Fire Formation cards, they can be special summoned / whatever summoned relatively easily. So you have your core is Periton. You can tribute her and discard a fire monster from your hand, and you can special summon 2 Hazy monsters. You have Sphinx. Sphinx, you can declare a card type, and if it's the declared card type that gets milled from the top of your deck, then you can special summon a monster from your hand or your graveyard. And then obviously for this deck we use mostly monsters, so mostly you're going to get the call correct. Coyote, Fire Fist Coyote, he can be special summoned if you control no monsters and you have a Fire Formation card on your field. Fire Fist Raven, when he gets sent to the graveyard, you can set a Fire Formation card directly from your deck. You can choose one of them and set it. And he's also a low-level monster, so he can be normal summoned. Cerberus, he can be normal summoned, but his attack gets halved. And when he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can add he searches a Hazy monster. And the new guy is Manticore. Manticore, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects once per turn during either player's turn. You can send 1 fire monster except this card from your hand or face up on your side of the field. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects this turn. So Manticore is the new hot goodness that we can put into the deck, because we have a lot of good free-to-play special summons. So the pay-to-win version, it uses Berlinef, the Firestorm Vassal, and that's like a crazy good card. You can special summon it, and then by discarding a card, and then if you tribute it, you can cause your opponent to discard a card. But prudent people didn't go for the selection box, and now we have Dinotherium. So before the old version of the Hazy deck, we had to rely on the Fire Fist, Coyote, and Raven giving us our setup for our Hazy monsters. So we had to have 3 of each of these guys in order to give us our Fire Formation cards, or benefit from our Fire Formation cards. And we also had to have more Fire Formation cards because we were reliant on them to give us tribute fodder for our Hazy monsters. These 2 are the ones that you want to tribute for. But now that we have our special summon monsters, we can cut these guys to 2 and cut down our spells and traps so that Hazy Sphinx is more likely to get her call right. So these special summon monsters, so we have the ability now. We've had Dinotherium for 2 ranked seasons. You are able to get your second Dinotherium this season, and I recommend that you do so, and I recommend that everybody max out on this card because it's really good. Like, anything that is an inherent special summon is good, and it's not just me that says that. The champ says that too, Timmy. So you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Dinotherium once per turn this way. When special summon, your opponent can target one level 4 monster in either player's graveyard to special summon that target to their side of the field. We have no level 4 monsters, so the synergy is perfect. I was thinking Raven is a level 4, but no, he's a level 3, so he has the stats of a level 4, but it's just kind of counterintuitive that way. So we have our inherent special summon, and then for a third special summon, we're using Earth Armor Ninja. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. So if you don't have this guy, you know, go ahead and get another Coyote. It's pretty simple. And then we only have one Manticore. I used 2 Manticores in some of the replays, but we're only using one of him because he doesn't contribute to the growth of the board. If you open with 2 Manticores, that's a pretty bad opening hand. So the way Hazy Flame family works is you get your special summon monster, or you get your tribute fodder, and then you tribute for either your Periton or your Sphinx, and then Periton's effect activates and you get 2 Hazy monsters, or you get your Sphinx and you get the call correct and then you get 2 Hazy monsters. And then, you know, ideally you get your Periton, and then so Periton is really the only way that you can get your Manticore, since this version is only running one of him. But you tribute your Periton, and then you get your Sphinx, and then your Manticore, and then you activate Sphinx's ability, and mill out a card, and then most of the time it's going to be a fire monster, or it's going to be a monster, so then you can special summon a monster from your graveyard. And what makes Manticore the new hotness is before this deck lost to 3 things. Super Rush, 4 things. Super Rush, Wall of D, Whale, Cyber Angels, and then weird when aromatherapy. Aroma Sense Hazy was a thing. Sometimes my Valentine was able to Beast Rising into a bigger Sphinx than you were able to, because that version of the deck, the old version of the deck that lacked these special summon monsters for the free-to-play, was much slower. But now that we have our Dinotheriums, we can play much quicker, because we're not relying any combo of a Hazy monster tributing off of a Fire Fist monster requires 2 cards, right? You need to have your Gyoko pinning a card, and then you can special summon Coyote, and then you can tribute him for Periton. Or Raven searches a Fire Formation card, but to benefit from him that turn, you have to already have Tensu specifically. But now, if you just have your Dinotherium, you can just Dinotherium, Periton, boom, done. So on average, the deck is much faster. I keep skipping over. Manticore, so Whale, Wall of D, Cyber Angels, and Super Rush. But Manticore, once per turn during either player's turn, it doesn't say it, but it's a quick effect. You can send 1 fire monster except this card from your hand or face up on your side of the field to the graveyard. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects this turn. So, 2 things. Manticore is much stronger than your average Hazy monster, and then your average Hazy monster is usually Sphinx. He's 300 points stronger than Sphinx. He doesn't get the power up from Fire Formation, but with a full board of level 6 monsters and the beatdown skill activated, his attack is 3100, which is pretty considerable, and that's second only to one of the maxed out Cyber Angels monsters. And as for Whale, he can protect himself against Whale's the Sea Stealth attack effect. right? So if he goes in for the attack, you can tribute off one of your fire monsters on your field or in your hand, and then he's able to kill the whale, and then you can attack with one of your other monsters because the sea stealth attack effect does not destroy him per his card text. And then for our reduced spells and traps, I only have one Gyoke. Gyoke is a great card, but I only have one. And then if you don't have any Gyokes, go ahead and... Oh, I only have 2 anti-magic arrows. Go ahead and use 3 anti-magic arrows, and then only 1 Gyoke, and then you'll get less utility from your ravens. But 3 anti-magic arrows that covers your wall of D. And actually, in this version of the deck, I'm more happy to see my anti-magic arrows than I am to see my Gyoke. And then of course we're running like 3 random extra deck monsters. I picked the weakest ones just because I know that one day there's going to be some kind of card that special summons monsters from your enemy's extra deck, and I don't want to get upset by that. All right, so let's take a look at the replays. Like I said, Hazy Flame Family Beatdown replays are not the most exciting because for the most part they all go the same way. But I did pick out a few that were interesting. So this one is against Mako Tsunami, and he gets out the full whale, and we still beat him. We're going first. That's awful for Hazy. Here goes Mythic Depths. This is the new version of the whale deck. So the standard play is to set the Raven, because then you can search your Fire Formation card when it gets destroyed. But instead, he gets sent back to the hand with the Abyss Soldier. Discards war. So he discards the whale, sends the thing back to my hand, and then gets himself a Legendary Ocean, but then, right, he can still get utility from the whale, because whale can be special summoned from the graveyard. So then we put our Raven back face down, and that's our normal summon for the turn. And here he's going to get out his whale, and whale's going to special summon and search the Sea Stealth attack. And then, like a very prudent player, he's going to wait. He's not going to attack, because he wants to make sure that his whale can stay alive, even though he's 99% sure that this is a beatdown Fire Fist deck, which runs nothing weird. So that gives us our opening, and that gives us our tribute. And we're not worried about Floodgate. Floodgate sucks for this deck. That's why you have Gyoke. Or Giant Trunade. Giant Trunade would also work. Because when Periton's effect activates, so there we search the Gyoke, just for out of habit, and we're gonna... Really, it's best practice to Gyoke before you tribute Periton, because if he floodgates off of Periton's effect, he gets to floodgate both monsters. And so here we search our Sphinx and our Manicore, and we're going to block the right hand card. And then here, this is the version with 2 Manicores, so we milled 1, and then we're going to special summon it. And then now, so here we have him, and we didn't even need Manicore / we didn't even need anti-magic arrows. So if he banishes, then we have full access to his life points. And then if he doesn't banish, we can just attack with Manicore first, and then activate Manicore's effect, discard the Periton, and then Manicore can easily kill the whale, because it's bigger than the whale. Alternatively, what I did in this case, you can activate anti-magic arrows and anti-magic arrows prevents C stealth from activating. So no auto kill from the C stealth, and that's and Manicore's effect is also good against Super Rush. So if you're playing against a little fish deck, the Golden Flying Fish deck, then you can attack into the monster, and then you see the Super Rush, and then you can quick effect activate the Manicore effect. Here's a fight against Chazz, Princeton, and then yeah. So this is Burn. This is Burn, and Hazy doesn't lose to Burn. Just in general, but there's some things that I want to talk about. So we're going first, and we're gonna set the whole board. We have the means to do it. So there's our Dinotherium. There's our inherent special summon. We tribute for Periton. And the reason I'm doing this is because I am more afraid of Floodgate than I am of the Lava Golem. And the simple reason is math. So there's 2 Lava Golems in the game, but he potentially has 3 Floodgates in his deck. So I want to get out all of my stuff before he can set a Floodgate. And then, but he has the Lava Golem, but again, not as afraid of Lava Golem because we have a tribute monster in our hand. And here I sent the blood because he activates Aegis of Gaia early. And then we set the Coyote, which does not have Hazy protection. A tribute for the Coyote, which does not have Hazy protection. And okay, so here's Manicore's effect. Right, what this Chazz Princeton burn deck wants to do is to take damage, destroy your monsters, and then replace them with worthless Ojama tokens. But we're going to Manicore, we're going to tribute our useless Coyote, and we're not going to be subject to the effect of Death's Counterblow because of Manicore's effect. He is going to get the Ojama token, but with Beatdown, the Ojama token gains attack points. So that's a way to kill it. You can kill it off of Death's Counterblow, but we have lethal this turn, and that is thanks to and then Cerberus is destroyed. But we have lethal this turn thanks to the staying power of Hazy Flame Manticore. And here's our last replay. So these other 2 didn't really have anything interesting in them. Here's our last replay, and we're playing against the Geargia control deck with the jet and the submarine dragging an anchor and the race car. So we open. This is a traditional Hazy opening before all the fancy Dinotherium. So we set Raven. He doesn't attack into it because I think probably because I'm not sure why he didn't attack into it. Maybe he thought it was Sylvan's. Anyway, so we get to yoke one of his things, and but you know there isn't like a high hope for that particular yoke because he has 3 back row. We tribute, and then since Raven gets sent to the graveyard, we get our Tensu. We're gonna activate Tensu, so that it doesn't, so that bad stuff doesn't happen to it. We tribute Periton, and we get our Sphinx and our Manicore. So the old pair was 2 Sphinx, but now Sphinx and Manicore because Manicore flexible. We call monster, but we mill anti-magic arrows, which is horrible. I would rather have that in my hand, and we get Pulse Mind as is appropriate. So here he summons all of his Gears, and he's going to clear the board. And then we special summon the Earth Armor Ninja, and I just want to, and then we can beat down, power him up to just over the level of Gear Anchor, and also reducing the power of Geargia Arsenal. And then here he just decides to go for the smash, and we have only 200 life points remaining. There's only one thing that we can draw that's going to save us, and it's Sphinx, the loyal Sphinx. So here is the this is the old school Fire Fist Hazy combo. Tensu gives us an extra normal summon of a Beast Warrior type. We put Raven down, and then we get to normal summon our Sphinx, and then Sphinx brings back, Sphinx makes the monster call correctly, and we get to bring back our Manticore, a Ravening Revenant from the grave. Now, here my man gets greedy. So we're gonna kill both of his strong monsters. We have this pinned, and then so he activates Needle Sealing to clear both of our boards. But he didn't read Manicore, so Manicore is going to tribute the Doomed Sphinx. He's going to clear his own board, and only Manticore will remain, as in the Bene Gesserit Creed. We attack for 2,800, and he admits defeat with his face-down monster. We get that normal summon in, Cerberus letting us get that lethal damage, and we win. So, I hope that you use Hazy Flame Family in the KC Cup if you haven't already. Thank you for watching.